Are you ready for a doubleheader tonight in Major League Baseball? You better be. And if you're not, that's our job here at the SportsGrid Network and the Early Line with Donnie, Rightside, and Joe Raineri. We get you ready for these games, so maybe you can put some money in your back pocket, or at least enjoy it and have an idea of exactly what's going on. Game number one tonight, Joe, 6:08 start East Coast, 3:08 start on the West Coast, 9:57, 9:58 on the rotation. That is the Milwaukee Brewers down 0-2, taking on the Los Angeles Dodgers. Starting matchup tonight, Jacob Mizorowski on the mound, going up against Tyler Glasnow. This line overnight, Joe, roughly a -175, no longer there. We're seeing prices closer to -200 with a total of 7.5 across the board. Joe, the one thing I always look at first is the start times, right? During usually Major League Baseball season, 1 o'clock start on getaway days, 7 o'clock start, let's just say at home. You're not worried about the shadows. Joe, 3 o'clock. Shadows are going to creep in by the end of that baseball game. Does that worry you on the total or have any effect? Or is it just, hey, man, now you're going to throw shadows and try to hit the Dodgers pitching? That can't happen. How are we feeling about tonight's game between the Brewers and the Dodgers?
I don't feel good for Milwaukee in any way, shape, or form. And it's, it's simple, Donnie, right? I mean, they have to manufacture runs and they have to play small ball. They got to crowd the bases. That, when you're going up against a starting staff like this for a month and a half that's only given up less than about 3 hits a game, you're very hard to crowd the bases that way here. And the way I think you have to start looking at the remaining games in a series a little bit different. Can you take advantage of that? Can you, let's say, Tyler Glasnow, I don't know what his outs prop is, Donnie, but there's probably a good chance he goes 7 innings if he's dominating the way everybody else has dominated and he's already done in the postseason. Maybe even the hits allowed, right? How many hits is Tyler Glasnow actually going to give up here since the staff only gives up about 3 a game? So I think you have to start getting creative in how you're looking to back the Dodgers in some of these matchups, because it certainly doesn't feel like the Brewers team total is going over anytime soon.
No, it doesn't. You take a look at the weather, too, out in L.A. Same as it usually always is. Low 70s there to start, high 60s by the time the game ends. Light wind blowing out the center field. Of course, no precipitation in the forecast. But I look at it like this. Like, Milwaukee is a very good team. And yes, they can get that 7.5 total and they can hit that. But if I start to creep in where the shadows won't be there to start the game, so you better get after Glasnow, Mizorowski, but they're also 2 power arms on the mound. Like, what's the expectations, Joe, without the shadows in the first 5 innings? 4-3? Like, no. The expectations probably, Joe, 1-0, 1-1, 2-1 at that point here, which is how I play that game. So then if you get the shadows, and maybe that does help out the Dodgers when the bullpen comes in is a little bit questionable at that point, that's where you can start to fire away. But the Dodgers 1-9, I trust to get the base hits off Mizorowski or get him out of the game early. Because the one thing we understand, Joe, a 2-0 series lead, you're looking at your bullpen much differently than an 0-2 lead. Mizorowski gets in trouble in the 3rd inning, Joe, he's out of that baseball game. I don't care if he has 54 pitches, 1st and 2nd, nobody out, and hasn't given up a run. They're going to bring in the bullpen to try to go matchup for matchup. I do think the Dodgers win this game, but at the same time, Joe, I just don't want to lay the -200. Give me the under 7.5 in this game. I don't think we get 8. I don't.
Yeah, and team total too as well. And by the way, it's not like the Dodgers are crushing runs and they're doing all like they're playing from in front and they're shutting down the ability to manufacture runs, which is what Milwaukee does better than anybody. But if you can't hit the law, if you don't have power threats up and down the lineup where one swing could change it, then that's a big issue for Milwaukee. And I think you just have to bet it accordingly. And I don't know what the sweep price is, Dodgers 4-0.
Yeah.
But that might be worth a look too as well.
How about Toronto and Seattle? They're going to play again tonight after the bats came alive yesterday for Toronto, getting them back in the series. A lot of excitement here. This line also, Joe, is a total 7.5, just like we talked about for Milwaukee and Los Angeles. Scherzer versus Castillo, 2 veterans on the mound, and a favorite here for Seattle between -137, anywhere between -130 at that point, so under -140. Max Scherzer has been god-awful terrible over the past month. They're giving him a little bit extra rest, but still all hands on deck tonight. I think the Mariners win, but you know what I'm more comfortable with, Joe? If I can just have that momentum that Toronto had at the plate yesterday, and Scherzer as bad as he is, this game can't be 3-3 at some point in the 6th or 7th inning, which gives you a great look at over 7.5. Give me the over the total in this game between Toronto and Seattle. What are you thinking about tonight on this one?
There's no way you can sweat out an under. I mean, because here's the other fun fact is that they're not going to let Scherzer turn the lineup over twice. So you've got 3 innings. maybe 4. And you know who they're bringing in after that? The next guy up will probably be Chris Bassett the minute Scherzer gets into trouble. And he too, although he was great early on in the season, he kind of got worse as the season went on. Could be a lot of runs in this one.
I got a feeling, woo-hoo, we're heading to T-Mobile tonight, Joe, out west. Where are we going?
Yeah, Donnie, I mean, we've been talking about this game here this morning, and we started diving into some of the numbers, and it just doesn't make any sense here. Max Scherzer, 41-year-old Max Scherzer, who wasn't even on the roster in the Yankee series, is going to be getting the ball tonight for Toronto. He has not pitched since September 24th, Donnie. And when he did pitch, by the way, in the months of September, 17 runs in 15 September innings. He finished with over a 5 ERA in over 17 starts in 85 innings. Now, he has been throwing simulated games. I don't know what the hell that means, but here's the deal. The bullpen is fresh and ready because of the blowout last night. Both these managers are going to have very quick hooks tonight if things start to go sideways. I don't think Schneider's going to let Scherzer see this lineup twice. His outs prop is 11.5, Donnie. What? You think he's going to make it to the fourth? Absolutely not here. Give me the under 11.5 outs. He will be out of this game by the time it gets to the third inning.
No doubt about it here. And by the way, if we take a look at the crashing of Max Scherzer late in the season, if you even include his entire season, 85 total innings pitched, Joe, 5.19 ERA, xFIP 4.55, and it's been a disaster in the month of September here. Yes, he's had time off, and yes, that might be able to help a veteran pitcher, but I don't think so. There are two really good hitting lineups against, for me, two questionable pitchers. Keep it simple. I thought the Mariners would win last night. They're up 2-0. They got hammered last night. Maybe should have just went with the team total. 7.5 runs tonight. We're getting 8 runs tonight. If the game ends up 3-2, so be it. I'll tip my cap. But I'm not expecting a dominant performance by Scherzer, and I love the fact that the bats woke up for Toronto. We should be getting 8+ runs. That's where I'm going tonight, Joe. So Joe and myself going to the same game, tag team back again. We need a 2-0 night tonight, Joe, and I think we're getting it.
I love it. I love it. I think that goes hand because I think Castillo as well is going to have a rough time here tonight against the way Toronto's now swinging the bats. Got a little momentum here. I am expecting runs. That total could hit, Donnie, before we get to the fifth inning.